All right, listen, online business owners, it is time to have a real conversation about subscription fatigue. Yes, we can kiki all day long and talk about how no one owns anything anymore these days because everything is a subscription. But when it comes to running your business, having subscription fatigue can really be overwhelming, frustrating, and you start to feel like instead of actually growing your business, all you're doing is growing your tech stack, right? You're stacking up all these different tools and apps just to even manage your business day to day. In today's video, I'm going to give you my solution for streamlining your tech stack as well as cutting your business expenses by converting from some of the common business tools that you use every day to one simple subscription that probably costs you six, maybe $12 a month.
I love what I do, and I know they love it too. And my millions gon' come hands in the air. I'm number one.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am Ebony Evaughn, your go-to business operations strategist, here to help you grow your business through people and processes. Today, we are going to be talking about subscription fatigue, how you can streamline your tech stack, and even minimize some of your business costs so that you can scale with ease. Okay, so one thing that I've noticed over the past several weeks is when I'm on calls with my clients, a huge pain point and frustration that keeps coming up is the ever rising cost of online business tools that we rely on every single day. I know me, I have been in the entrepreneur world for 13 years at this point, and I think back to some of my favorite tools that are essential to my business that I use every single day. And when I first started out, these tools were $19, $27 a month, lifetime subscriptions for like $199 or $499. And over time, these subscriptions that started out being, an easy 20, 30, 40, $50 a month have now kind of skyrocketed and ballooned to costing a couple $100. This subscription that used to be $39 a month is now $129 a month, or the subscription that used to be $49 a month is now $299 a month. And it just seems kind of ridiculous, right? Because once you integrate these tools, you kind of feel like you're locked in, and because you rely on it, you can't really go anywhere else or do anything else. So that's why in today's video, I want to give you 5 common business tools that most online businesses are using that you can actually replace with one Google Workspace account. And for the majority of my clients, majority of online businesses, most people already have a Google Workspace account anyways. You're using Google Workspace as your email account for your business, and in order to do that, you do have to have the business email, right? So a Google Workspace account at the time of me making this video is either going to cost you $6 a month or $12 a month, depending on the plan that you have, depending on the complexity of your business. Most people can get by with honestly just the $6 subscription. And in this video, I want to get into 5 common business tools that you can actually replace with just one Google Workspace account. So let's go ahead and get into it. And so, first things first, what I want to mention is getting rid of your communication tool. So, for me, I used to use Slack. I know that Slack has kind of become the default communication channel for a lot of online businesses, especially if you're a coach, consultant, or if you're a digital course creator. Typically, because your mentor used Slack, they recommended it to you. And that is how a lot of us have come to use Slack or other business tools, right? Because we saw someone else use them, or it was recommended to us by a mentor or a peer. And you can actually replace Slack with a app within Google Workspace that is Google Chat. So when you go into your Google email account, you'll notice on the side menu you have icons, and there's one that is for chat. And so this is where Google Chat exists right within your inbox. So you could just hit that little icon and you can start different chats. So I love using chat in two different ways. So when I had Slack, I use Slack to pretty much communicate with my clients and then also for internal team communication. And so I've actually replaced my Slack app subscription with just using Google Chat instead. So with Google Chat, you can easily set this up for your clients, just like you set up a channel in Slack so you can communicate directly with a client or with your team members. You can set up similar channels within Google Chat, but it's just different chats. So you can have an internal chat just for you and your entire team. Maybe you want one that's just you and your virtual assistant, or maybe you want to have chats that are based on departments or functions, depending on how big your business is, right? So you may want to have a marketing chat if you have a marketing team and you have like your designer, you have a marketing manager, social media manager. If you have a assistant, but you also have a project manager, operations manager, a business manager, you may want to have a separate operations chat, right? And it's only the people who are responsible or have responsibilities within that function or that department within your business. But Google Chat, taking advantage of this feature that you have within your Google Workspace account, is an easy way for you to eliminate your Slack or any other communication app that you may be paying for. Now, in addition to getting rid of Slack and or a communication app and replacing it with Google Chat within your Google Workspace account, let's talk about something else that can help you save money by swapping out those subscriptions, and this is going to be getting rid of that Zoom account. I know during the pandemic, Zoom really blew up. Like, we made them the brand that they are today because everyone and their mama was using Zoom. But they have been hiking these prices up like it's nobody's business. And I feel personally victimized by that. And so this year, I am actually going to get rid of my Zoom subscription and I'm going to switch to Google Meet. So within Google Workspace, you have access to Google Meet, which is pretty much another meeting platform that is built right inside of your Google Workspace account. So instead of paying the additional subscription for Zoom, you could just use Google Meet instead. Now, I will say I was supposed to get rid of my Zoom last year, and I did it because when I went to cancel Zoom, Zoom was like, Ebony, don't leave. We will give you a nice little discount to keep your subscription. And I was like, well, you know, your girl loves a discount. So let me go ahead and claim that discount, right? And so I ended up keeping my account. And I told myself this year, I don't care how good the discount is, your girl is canceling that Zoom subscription. I think I have like one more month left. I think my Zoom renews like in April or either May, right? So we're going to be getting rid of the Zoom subscription and we're going to convert everything over to Google Meet. It's one less subscription that I have to worry about. And there's also one less app that I have to worry about managing as well, right? There has been a lot of changes with the Zoom app and platform, some for better, some for worse, but maybe I'll have to go through all that in a Zoom review video. But just know for now, you can replace your Zoom or whatever meeting app you have, whatever subscription you're paying for, and just use Google Meet for free inside of your Google Workspace instead. So let's go ahead and get to the next common business tool that you can replace with your Google Workspace account. And this is going to be Microsoft 365 or Microsoft Office. I don't know what they're calling themselves today. So just a quick rant, right? Over the weekend, I was at my dad's house and I was helping my dad set up a new computer. And my dad, I'm just like my dad, right? Like, I honestly have all the qualities that my dad has, and we're like literally twins. And so I'm always ranting about the ever rising cost of stuff. Like, my grandpa was the same way. He would be like, 25 cents for like the small bag of chips. I remember my grandpa would be like 25 cents for a bag of chips. Back in my day, you could get a bag of chips for 5 cents, one shiny nickel, right? And now I find myself the same way with my nephews, and I'm like 99 cent or like two for 59 cent. What? Like back in my day, you could get 4 bags of chips for $1. Like, why are they playing in our faces? But I say that because this weekend I was actually helping my dad set up a new computer, and he didn't understand like why he had to have a Microsoft subscription. And I'm like, back in the day when you could buy a computer, you just went over, you got your computer from Best Buy or Target, wherever, and then you go over and you get your little card that says Microsoft Office, and you had a license to go with your computer, right? And like that license lasts forever. But now, of course, everything is a subscription. So my dad was like, "Why do I have to pay a monthly subscription for something that's going to be on my computer?" And so we had this whole conversation about subscriptions. But I say that to say that if you are someone who is currently using Microsoft 365, you can eliminate that subscription by actually leveraging the apps that are inside of your Google Workspace account. Pretty much any app within side of Microsoft 365, you will have a Google alternative for. So for example, instead of having to use Microsoft Word, you can use Google Docs. Instead of PowerPoint, you could actually just use Google Slides. Instead of Excel, you can use Google Sheets, right? So all of the major apps that you would typically use within your Microsoft 365, you can actually use Google Workspace instead. And this will save you not much, but definitely a few bucks a month. And honestly, a Microsoft 365 subscription is a little bit more, but still comparable to a Google Workspace account. So there really is no need for you to have both, because you're pretty much duplicating everything that's in Microsoft Office is also in Google Workspace, right? You have the digital version, and it's a lot easier to share from the Google apps. I know me, whenever I'm communicating with my team on different projects, whether that's our monthly emails, whether that's YouTube video scripts or like thumbnail briefs and things like that, we do all of that through Notion plus Google Docs, right? All the copy, all the text is in a Google Doc, and then we communicate and share through Notion. So let's go ahead and get into the next common business tool that you can replace within your Google Workspace account. And this is going to be Dropbox or whatever you are using for digital file storage. So most online service providers, even content creators, have to have some type of digital file sharing or file storing system, process, app within their business. And an easy way for you to cut your expenses is to get rid of that Dropbox account and just use Google Drive instead. Google Drive is included with your Google Workspace subscription, and automatically, I forget how much space you get, just basic. I want to say it is like 15 gigs, or I think it's 15 gigs per account comes with the standard subscription. And the reason most people actually upgrade their subscription from the basic Google Workspace subscription to the $6 a month at the time of me recording this video to the one that is $12 a month is for the additional storage. I want to say on the $12 pro subscription of Google Workspace, you get like 1 terabyte of storage, but you can upgrade to the pro subscription and it will give you a little bit more storage if needed. But you can easily replace your Dropbox or any other file storage or sharing app that you're using, and use your existing Google Workspace account. All right. So next, let's get into the last tool. I don't want to say last because there's lots of other apps that you can replace. I don't know if people know this, but inside of your Google Workspace account, you actually have access to, I want to say, is it 15 or like 19 different apps within Google Workspace itself. Let's go ahead and get into the last common business tool that you can actually replace with your Google Workspace account. And this is going to be your note/to-do list type app. So, for example, if you are trying to maximize your time, work on your time management, prioritize your tasks throughout the day, and you are using an app like ToDoist to make your to-do list, to track your tasks, you can actually get rid of this and replace this with two different apps within Google Workspace. And so the first one is going to be Google Keep. So Google Keep is kind of like a note-taking app for quick notes, quick reminders that you may want to take, or you may want to jot down to remember for later. And then you also have Google Tasks, which is more of the to-do list type of thing. And the reason why I love Google Tasks is because you can actually share these tasks or start these tasks within Google Docs or Google Sheets as you're actually, let's say, working on emails, or you're writing video scripts, or I don't know what y'all be using Google for, but I use it mostly for like client projects and to write emails and scripts and stuff like that. But anyways, with Google Keep, you can actually take quick notes as you're working within Google Docs, and you could also create tasks from the doc as well using Google Tasks, which eliminates the need like Todoist or whatever. So there you have it, you guys. Those are 5 common business subscriptions that you can actually replace simply by taking advantage of the apps and tools that are inside your Google Workspace account. I hope that you guys found this video to be helpful. Give it a like, hype it up if you have the chance to do so. If you have other tools that you have been able to replace with Google Workspace, drop them down in the comments below. You know, sharing is caring. Again, I gave you the top 5 common business tools that you can replace, but within your Google Workspace account, you do have, I don't know if it's 15 or not 19. Like, they're always adding new tools and apps, but I know there's at least 15 different apps inside of Google Workspace. So even if you're doing other activities, you may find a tool within your Google Workspace that is going to be helpful for you when it comes to eliminating that tech bloat that you have, getting rid of that subscription fatigue, and most importantly, controlling your business expenses by cutting costs. All right. So I hope that you found this video to be helpful. As always, thanks so much for stopping by my internet home. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.